allow the children. It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. She off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day dollar just they get the higher power over Naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. My yegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make.
Hello there.
Mayegun la wa mo la mo do.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Mayegun la wa mo.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú.
Thank you so much for joining me from wherever you are watching from. Please share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends and tell them Mayegun today.
Wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Mayegun diary politico.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Read the caption of the broadcast, okay? Read the description as well, right? And then make your own contribution accordingly. Share the broadcast.
Àwa mọ̀ dódódódó.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mo ti dé.
Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Mayegun ti dé.
It is going to be an interesting night. Just before we get down to business, right? Share the broadcast. Pay your offering. Like the broadcast. If you have done that already, kudos. Thank you.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Mayegun ti dé.
Wọ́n bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun mami.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìí yẹ.
Mayegun mami.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Obito the Obedience. It is not over. The Supreme Court might have failed you. He still have hope. He still kind of have the hope of a new Nigeria, as he promised tonight. Today, good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. It is Mayegun Live, the Mayegun's Diary Political Temple of Truth. And thank you for sharing your evening or this moment with me and with the rest of us. The rider for this broadcast is the follow-up to Peter Obi's World Press Conference. This is going to be his own official reaction to the Supreme Court of Nigeria's judgment. Some who listened said it was unnecessary. Others said, well, it's also for his own supporters and admirers to hear from him, like, what is next? Upon that, you will be the judge tonight, because I picked few of what are kind of important. Number one, he sort of accepted the judgment of the Supreme Court, like, well, has been the final, what do you call it, the final court in Nigeria. So there's nothing he can do, even though he accused them of of ignoring evidence, ignoring all of the facts against Tinubu, the forgery, the perjury, and the rigging. That they ignored all of that to legitimize him. Therefore, they failed Nigeria, our Nigerians. Also, he took a swipe at Tinubu by saying, well, the Supreme Court might have ruled, but the Obidients that he leads, and Nigerians, the well-wish, the Nigerians who wanted Nigeria well, they will stand toe to toe with Tinubu's government. And as he said, Peter Obi is telling his base that it is not over, meaning he will still run for president. And Nigerians and the Obidients, they can do it again or try it again. That is part of what we are going to talk about tonight. You are about to be taken on a ride, and it is called the Fool's Ride. And if you are obedient, listening to me tonight, you might be interested. But let's first go to the press conference that so many people have been reacting to. I have a part of the copy, a part of that tonight. We'll start with this. Sorry about the quality of the video, okay? Might really be very, very poor, but let's manage it.
Good afternoon, fellow country, men and women, gentlemen of the media. Welcome to this press conference. Kindly permit me to make some few remarks on the recent ruling of the Supreme Court, the highest court in Nigeria. About a fortnight ago, I was traveling abroad on a brass-scheduled engagement when I received a notice of the Supreme Court that they were delivering judgment on the 26th of October 2003 on our challenge of the ruling of the Presidential Election Petition Court. That judgment had since been delivered as scheduled. The leadership of Labour Party has already pronounced its position on the judgment. As someone who has previously benefited from the rulings of the Supreme Court on electoral matters, I have, after a period of deep and sober reflection, decided to personally and formally react to the recent judgments as most Nigerians have. Because we are confronted with very weighty issues of national interest, I will speak forthrightly. As a young student now at CKC Onitsha, we were taught values and admonished to always choose harder rights instead of easier wrong. Certain legal issues aside, the Supreme Court exhibited a disturbing aversion to public opinion, just as they abandoned its responsibility as court of law and policy. It is therefore with great dismay that I observe that the court's decision contradicts the overwhelming evidence of election rigging, false claim of technical glitch, substantial non-compliance to the rules set by INEC itself, as well as matters of perjury, identity theft, and forgery that has been brought to light in course of this election matter. These are hefty allegations that should not have been treated with levity. More apparent, the Supreme Court judgment willfully condoned breaches of the Constitution relative to established qualifications and parameters for candidates in presidential elections. With this counter-if judgment, the Supreme Court has transferred a heavy moral burden from the courtroom to our national conscience. Our young democracy is ultimately the main victim and casualty of the courtroom drama. Without equivocation, this judgment amounts to a breach of confidence Nigerians have in our judiciary. To that extent, it is a show of unreasonable force against the very Nigerian people from whom the power of the Constitution drives. The Supreme Court's ruling may represent the state of the law in 2023, but not present demand for substantive justice. The judgment meets principles and precepts. Indeed, the rationale and premise of the Supreme Court judgment has been clearly brought to light by deep, prevailing, and troubling valedictory remarks of Honorable Justice Datti Ahmed, JSC, on Friday, 27th, 2023.
That is the opening of his speech, the World Press Conference, pointing out all of what he prayed for, the evidence presented, the prayer, his own prayers of the court to take his true course, but that didn't happen. The Supreme Court jettisoned all of that and they ruled according to what they were told to do. We know all the drama. Obi himself knows, right? If there is something that obedient movement achieved that is so significant, is that It is a movement that got young people interested in the electoral process of Nigeria like never before. It is also the movement that helped to showcase Nigeria, the real Nigeria, to these newly interested Nigerians. Obedient movement exposed everything that was never hidden. A majority of these young people, they witnessed that firsthand. Nobody should be subjected to that trauma again. Nobody. Because you have seen it all. Where else is the chance of, like, beating these criminals in their game? Where is that chance coming from? And that's why I said, do not let anybody take you on a fool's ride again. Elections in Nigeria, it has ended. And I mean that. Here is the other part. Let's continue.
As Democrats who believe in the rule of law, we recognize that the Supreme Court is the end stage of our quest for legal closure on this matter. As a party and candidate, Datti and I have now exhausted all legal and constitutional remedies available to us. However, this end is only another beginning of our quest for vindication of hope of the common man for a better Nigeria. After all, sovereignty belongs to the people, even for historical purposes. It belongs us to place our disagreement with and deep reservation about this judgment on public record. We have long been aware of how weak the national institutions have negatively affected our democracy. This year, 2023, has been quite remarkable and revealing. INEC displayed incompetence in the conduct of its statutory duties. The Judiciary has largely acted in defiance of the constitutional tenets, precedents, and established ground rules. Political expediency has preceded judicial responsibility. A mechanical application of technicalities has superseded pursuit of justice and fairness. Both INEC and Supreme Court, as referees, respectively, shifted the goalposts in the middle of the game. Where the value and import of INEC and recent Supreme Court ruling ends is where our commitment to a new Nigeria begins. Our mission has been more about anchoring a new Nigeria, and it remains unchanged. It is a nation where things will work, where the country will be led from its present waste and consumption orientation to a production-driven economy. Our commitment is to a nation anchored on principles of prudent management of resources, to quickly pull millions out of multidimensional poverty, ensuring transparency and accountability in equitable distribution of opportunities, resources, privileges. In the new Nigeria, we aim to address all unmet needs by showing compassion for all those left behind by the present system. Going forward, we in Labour Party and the Obedient Movement are now effectively in opposition. We are glad that the nation has heard us loud and clear We shall now expand the confines of our message of hope to the rest of the country. We will meet the people in their places where they feel pain and answer the needs for hope. At marketplaces, motor parks, town halls, boardrooms, university and college campuses, we will carry and deliver the message of a new Nigeria. As stakeholders and elected Labour Party officials, we will remain loyal to our manifesto. We will continue to canvass good governance and focus on issues that promote national interest and unity and cohesion. We will continue to give primacy to our constitution, rule of law, and the protection of other liberties. We will offer checks and balances and we will proposing in forthcoming elections elect those who share our vision of a new Nigeria. Given the present national circumstance, there is compelling need for a strong political opposition. We shall therefore remain in opposition, especially because of the policies and governance modalities that we in Labour Party campaign for, especially the issue of reducing cost of governance, moving the country from waste.
Hold up there, Mr. Peter. Let's start with the fact that Nigeria needs opposition and Labour Party will serve as that opposition in theory and in practical. So far, so good. Not a single Labour Party National Assembly member has come out, either as individual or on behalf of a group of them, to say they are indeed not part and parcel of this Tinubu's government. No single one. In fact, we have it on record that Labour Party lawmakers, senators, reps, they have all pledged to Tinubu to give him all of their support. From the money Tinubu has been getting approval to borrow, we have not seen a single Labour Party National Assembly member objected any. On the issue of 58 billion naira used in buying cars for all of them, there has not been a single Labour Party member that has publicly rejected that. In fact, we have seen Obidients who have called them out many times. Unfortunately, we have also seen some Obidients too who are saying, why can't people go and ask APC? Why can't they go and ask PDP to return their own cars? Why are they always coming to attack Labour Party? You know what I mean? The Dabi Moshe does. The point here is this. Majority of the Obidients where me I interacted with during that charade that all of them did, right? They believe that even if Obi no be president, fine. But do you know the Julius Malema's political party in South Africa? EFF, Abi, what is that their name again? Julius Malema. They said all the elected Labour Party National Assembly members, state governors, House of Assembly members, they are all going to be acting like Julius Malema, which will always stand up in the interest of Nigeria against the business as usual in National Assembly. Baba, now retreat they still they do. They never swear for them. When some of them have already started jumping ship. You know, Obedient no even know some of these people. In fact, I can say 90% of those who were obedient, they have no clue about those people they were voting for. To them, they just wanted to clean the system. At the end of the day, they ended up voting for PDP members, APC members, who picked up a Labour Party ticket all over the place. Now, those are the people that I want to believe Peter Obi is referring to as those who are going to stand with him to do opposition to Tinubu. I don't believe that. If Peter Obi wrote that speech himself and he believes it, again, you are about to be taken on a fool's ride. Here is the concluding. Well, here's another part, if you don't mind. Another thing I want to say before I go. The real opposition political parties in Nigeria who genuinely really want to save Nigeria as they have all been touting, they would have declared that they will no longer be participating in any future elections in Nigeria anymore. Whether state government, whether, you know what I mean? You should not participate again. Real opposition, no. So let Tinubu and his gang continue to fix themselves. APC, PDP members as INEC officials, okay? Continue to write the figures and all of that. Then, when you know that you are not giving them legitimacy, you can actually call your members if indeed they are that massive. Abi, you will be able to mobilize Nigerians against the rogue. But they are campaigning to contest election in Kogi. Labour Party is campaigning to contest election in Imo. They almost killed their governorship candidate in Imo. Sure you get. They are still participating in election. Election conducted by the same INEC. You understand? But again, more hear this one before we continue.
Reducing cost of governance, moving the country from waste and consumption to production, reducing inflation, ending insecurity, promoting the rule of law, guaranteeing the responsibility to protect and stabilize our national currency are clearly not the priorities of the present administration, nor is it interested in achieving sustainable development goals. It has one thing that gladdened my heart in course of the struggle in the past 18 months. It is the passionate desire of our people, especially young Nigerians from across ethnic and minds, to construct a new and restructured Nigeria that will work for all Nigerians. The goal remains the light and abiding inspiration. Finally, I thank all Nigerians who believed in what is now only a revolution postponed. We deeply appreciate the unalloyed, non-partisan moral support millions of youths and ordinary Nigerians across ethnic, religious, geopolitical divides have continued to give datti and I. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to Nigerians who have supported this mission from the onset. We salute the leadership and members of the Labour Party, the Obidients movement, the Obidients presidential campaign, Nigerians in diaspora, support groups, and all people of goodwill who work diligently and hoped for realization of the beginning of new Nigeria in this election cycle. Nigerians who supported our cause have done so out of patriotism and their sincere conviction that our nation requires and deserves dedicated and visionary leadership who will lead Nigeria toward a brighter future. The energy and dedication of Nigerian youth and Obidients movement have been simply amazing. I appreciate and salute them. I want to assure them that this is not the end of our journey, but in fact, the beginning. Nigerians heard you, the world have taken note, and will not forget easily. We shall endure, persist, until we reach our destination, because new Nigeria is our destination. A destination is not an event. We thank in a special way our legal team, We also thank other statesmen whose wise counsel were immeasurable. To them, we wish to state unequivocally that this judicial outcome, an obvious misinterpretation of substantial justice, has by no means foreclosed realization of a new Nigeria that is possible. On personal note, I take pride and express gratitude to those who share our vision, who have exhibited rare courage to challenge the nefarious system, the genuineness of individuals, identities, and their defining and qualifying particulars up to the highest extent allowed by law.
Thank you. Now, let me add this, okay? Just in case if somehow, this is going to eat, your emotional cord, okay? So you have to put it aside now. And I'm going to tell you I'm going to remind you the truth. Obi's intention may be great, may be good. You and everyone who believed that they will give Nigeria one more chance before they finally give up. And they will give that chance through Obi. Your own acts and all of that, I want to agree that they are also sincere. Right? But I don't know how much or how more you were involved. Okay? Before things got to what they got to before the election. I, Mayegun, expended hours, tens of hours, reminding all of you that those who write the rule of the game, they will never write the rules that they will lose. I mean, rules for the game that they will lose. The game is rigged against you. You are competing against a corrupt system that you can't defeat if you are not like them. Voters card and the rest of all those things they are giving to you. They will never free you from a rigged system. A system whereby elections are war. You cannot use a plastic card, okay, to take power from such people. And I said it, that what even is going to be the end game of it, even if Obi becomes the president, after all of the well wishes and the rest of that, is it not going to be about the same Nigeria? Are there no obvious things that every one of you knows or should know why Nigeria is not working and it will never work? Even if you continue to tell yourself that, okay, leadership is the problem, leadership is this or that, you are denying the obvious fact that it's even worse than just changing your leaders. I did say that, and I said, how do you want to do it? It is not the number of you that cast your votes that matters. It is the people who actually write the votes, or those they call those who count the votes. A rigged system to the teeth. So once you know that they are going to rig you, before they make any announcements, what do? You shut down the entire country. If you are afraid to lose your own elite privilege, if you are afraid to lose your own money or your life, why then do you want millions of people to believe that you believe so strongly in that new Nigeria that is possible, but you are not ready to die for it? They will kill him. They will jail him. They will destroy his business. Are they not killing you? Are they not jailing you? Are they not destroying your businesses? Are they not destroying your jobs? Is that not why you decided to go and stand in the rain and the sun? That you wanted to collect what do you call it? You wanted to collect a plastic card to choose your leaders, and you know where it's going to end It ended exactly as we said it. So why should anybody tell you that you have to do it again? Again, against Tinubu? And you are not ready to cause WAHALA. You don't want them to call you somebody who wants to cause WAHALA. You don't want them to say you are inciting Nigerians. You don't want them to say you are leading Nigerians to go and fight government. And you want to take government from criminals. Hello? It is a fool's ride. If it is all that we are all doing right now, screaming and shouting and ranting and, angry and all of that. But people who can control millions are afraid. They don't want them to be blamed for the destruction of Nigeria. But they want to act like they are interested in saving Nigeria. Hello? What about you? If it is you, Mayegun, would you want to die? I didn't say I want to save you. Did you see my poster anywhere? Have you ever seen any of my video that says, me, Mayegun, I want to save you? Yeah? Millions of you, come. So when you now use plastic card to say you vote for me, the election that was so obvious, that if Tinubu lost it, APC lost it, PDP lost it, right before your very eyes, let's wait for the judiciary. Let's wait for the judiciary. Judiciary has dropped the bomb. You want to try it again? You want to try that again? You want to try something that, but you don't want WAHALA. And you don't want, once they bring their bottle, just give them your body, make them stab you. And come and show us the blood online. Abi, when they machete somebody or when they kill any of you, just take the pictures, come online so that we can react to it. Because if you decide to react, they may just stab you, they may just shoot you, they may just stone you, and the rest of that. So you rather keep quiet and wait for what again? You really want to do that again? Another 4 years. Then you're going to try that again. This time around, it's going to be against Kolu. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. But again, it is something I want to believe that, event is going to eventually change that. Because if Obi says it's going to be opposition to Tinubu, and the Labour Party people are going to stand with him, I can bet it with a lot of you, he will be standing alone. Yes, he will be standing alone. You cannot say you want to go and contest election with criminals like this, and then they will rig you. And then you will say you want to go to court. Waiting be that one. What? Doing same thing again and again and expecting a different result. What is that? It's a symptom of insanity. Obidients movement exposed everything about Nigeria. Everything you didn't know. All of those things you've probably believed that could be salvaged. Things that you believe that if people could come together, more people came together. Your obedient movement was all over Nigeria, except the Sharia North that has already broken away from Nigeria. But a lot of you just didn't know. Sharia North. Sharia, where the place where they call the rest of Nigerians infidel. The place where their religion taught them to kill us as infidels in year 2000. About 7 to 8 states from the core north sharing border with Niger, Chad, and all these places. They came together and they said they wanted Sharia. You know how they sold the bobo to the rest of Nigeria? They said, it's just a joke, Jari. Yeah, it's a Sharia. It's just a joke. It's not a big deal. But guess what? They followed the Nigeria 1999 constitution. You know what they did? Sokoto, Kerbi, Jigawa, Kaduna, Kano. Kano, Borno. Where is it again? There are about 11 of them. Initially, there were 9. They came together. Nigeria law says Nigeria is a secular state. which simply means everyone can practice any religion you desire anywhere in Nigeria. Nigeria government has no religion, and there must be no any state religion in any state of Nigeria. That's what they are. You may not know this, so if I see the talks in section 10, I've been nonsense today inside the 1999 constitution. All these ones that you have in Nigeria today, they will say this one are Christian states, this one are Muslim states, this one are Sharia states. Our religion forbids that. They burn their fellow Nigerians. They sentence their fellow Nigerians to death because they blaspheme against Muhammad, Abi Allah, Abi Islam. The madness started from the year 2000. They consulted with their state house of assemblies. They promulgated laws, bills, and they signed it into law to establish Sharia in a particular part of Nigeria. But you know what they said? Like I said, they said it was a joke. It wasn't a big deal. From that year 2000, they established Sharia court. They established ISBA, Sharia police, that are destroying people's businesses. And once they destroy your businesses, they will say it's because it's against their religion in their state, in Nigeria. But that's why somebody said, when they broke away from Nigeria, these Sharia people, when they broke away from Nigeria, okay, they deceived the rest of Nigeria, okay, and they came back with the mindset of conquering the rest of Nigeria. But the rest of you are still counting them as a state in Nigeria. But these are the places whereby you can be killed because of religion, Islam. So somebody who says he wants to save Nigeria probably knows this, but is not bold enough to actually say it the way I'm saying it, yeah? Anybody who says he wants to save Nigeria should remember that. It is part of you. Today, this Sharia North, they have not only created homegrown terrorism in Nigeria, they have brought in other fellow terrorists from Senegal, Mauritania, all these places, so all over West Africa to invade Nigeria. The rest of Nigeria is paying that price today. So somebody is afraid to go to jail, but he is ready to tell you, millions of you, if you can vote, we can take them out. But once your vote doesn't count, you go to court, Abi, and you perform that again. But because he's afraid, he can't tell you to come out and face them. He can't call you out. 10 million of you. He cannot call you out to face the criminals who want to snuff life out of you. So if he couldn't do it now, who says he's going to do it? Who says? You know your election won't count. You know that. You should know that from now. It was a litmus test. And it passed. That mindset of obedience, revolution, this and all of that you have, and you exhibited, and you watched the system, you watched this criminality, they took that away from you. But the lever to face them was completely cut off because of the fear of, if we say we should go now, they may kill all of us. If Obi is involved, they may just destroy his business. They may just kill him. Hello? So you're going to do another 4 years, Abi? I don't think so. Now, let me tell you something. Like I said before, elections in Nigeria is like war. You should remember that. And the most violent, the most, what do you call it, connected, kind of. The best rigor is always declared the winner in Nigeria. Know this, and know the truth. In Imo State, they have an election this week. In Kogi State and Bayelsa, Kogi and Imo, they've been in the news like never before. They are APC. Egbekegbe. Oplesus Odegba, the Supreme Court governor of Owerri. has been creating terror upon terror. But I'm going to take you to I'm going to take you back to 3 days ago. First 3 days ago. When the Babanriga mobile banking CEO, person was supposed to jail, is the chairman of APC. Now, listen to what he had to say about the coming elections. Then I'm going to take you to Owerri.
Taking you back into memory. 1999, when democracy came back to Nigeria again, there was a general election in which the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and his deputy were produced, members of the National Assembly, the governors of the states, and the state assemblies. But later on, due to litigation and court processes and judgments, new dimension was created that resulted into off-season election. Constitutionally, governors must spend 4 years during their administration and then another election. So because of that, the off-season this time around involves 3 states, Imo, Kogi, and Bayelsa. In order to fulfill all the arrangements and the regulations, INEC has already provided a timetable, and the election is holding on 11th November 2023. Therefore, APC, as a ruling party, has produced its gubernatorial candidates. We visited the state states and inaugurated the campaign councils. Today, Mr. President has given his endorsement and also provided the flags to the 3 gubernatorial candidates. That of Imo State is a serving governor who is going for the 2nd term, His Excellency Hope Uzodimma. For Kogi State, the governor has completed his 2 terms, and he has, with the consent of his people, produced a gubernatorial candidate. He is here with us. He is Ahmed Usman Wadodo. And for Bayelsa State, he was a one-time governor of Bayelsa State, and now he is a gubernatorial candidate. We call him Golden Silver. He is ready to go for the 2nd term of his governorship. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is what brought us to see Mr. President. So I request each candidate to have 1 or 2 minutes remarks. Thank you.
Somebody that should be in jail in a crime scene like Nigeria is the chairman of APC, Egbekegbe. The one that is the governorship candidate for Bayelsa, Timiprie Silva, another criminal, whose arrest made the news at the time. As the former governor of Bayelsa State, he was arrested, paraded. He was hiding behind the door in his house, and he was caught there like a thief caught in a burglary, burglary theft or home invasion. It didn't even look like a thief that came for home invasion. It was like a rat trapped, by a flashlight. What happened after? He crossed over to APC, Egbekegbe. He became a minister of state for petroleum under Bokuwari. Then afterward, he decided I was going to go back and be governor again. And it's been like, back and forth. So he's their candidate. Personally, I won't trust anybody who is a criminal to undo anything and expect anything to come out of that will be legit. Forget it. Why would you expect criminals to do the right thing? How? Eh? As for Hopeless Uzodimba, you have heard about coups in the last few months, around Africa, West Africa. Abi? The most recent one is that of Gabon. Is it Gabon? I think so. But Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso, Guinea Conakry, and a few other places like that. Majority of all these military coups, they were bloodless. Okay? There's no single person killed or reportedly killed during the coup of violent takeover of power in those countries. In Nigeria, ordinary local government elections, it is war. And that's exactly what they are mostly preparing for. So they have mobilized troops. 3 states want to have off-season elections. And INEC that collected over 305 billion naira for the general elections in February. The same INEC has collected 18 billion naira to conduct this charade that they are about to conduct. Charade war. The police will take in about 15 billion. The military, and the other security, wherever, they are going to take about 49 billion. And they are not going to war. They want to have an election or elections. The governorship candidates of Labour Party in Imo State, where Hopeless Uzodimba has been terrorizing them, almost got assassinated yesterday. But yeah, that same yesterday, where Hopeless Uzodimba just as introduced by Gandola. Listen.
Thank you. I think it's a very good opportunity for me to clear this so-called allegation. Well, I came to Imo State as the governor January 15th, 2020. From 2020 January till date, there is no month we did not pay salary before 30th. But the situation is that before this time, I thought that the labor union is a democratic entity that allows.
I'm gone. I almost forgot. Because once he's finished speaking, I'm going to take you to Imo. Here you get. The one on the left is the governorship candidate for Labour Party. He's called Senator Achono. He's been a senator. And he's been part of the system in that Imo State politics. So they considered him as somebody who could stand there toe-to-toe with Hopeless Uzodimba. So you see the man on the right. That picture is not real. I hope I make that clear, by the way. That picture on the right of Ajero, NLC chairman, is not real. People just use that and make that, and he said and all of that to say he effed around and he found out. There is a narrative on social media like that. If you fuck around, you find out. Don't try rubbish, you find out. So they said he went to Imo State to lead the workers that have not been paid for the past 20 months. Hopeless Uzodimba is telling his people that if they vote for him, it's going to bring back a better educational system. It's going to bring back healthcare. It's going to bring back jobs. It's going to bring back roads. Person will be governor is the governor right now. Instead of telling them that I've done this, I'm going to build more on this, I'm going to build on that. No, he was telling them. But let's go back to the villa. He said Ajero came to Owerri, Imo State, to come and mobilize workers against him when he knows that he's about to go for a very important re-election. Listen.
Thank you. I think it's a very good opportunity for me to clear this so-called allegation. Well, I came to Imo State as the governor January 15th, 2020. From 2020 January till date, there is no month we did not pay salary before 30th. But the situation is that before this time, I thought that the labor union is a democratic entity that allows the opinion of people. I don't pay federal civil servants. I only pay Imo State civil servants. And I challenge any Imo State civil servant to come up to say that between 2020 January 15th date, that he did not receive salary in any of the months. What has happened is this ugly coincidence that the national president of Nigerian Labour Congress is from Imo State and has not been able to demarcate the difference between being a national leader of an organization and then an interested party in local politics. But God will manage the situation. Thank you. Well, I still repeat, there is no worker in Imo State. Recall that I came in January 2020. By March, I started paying minimum wage of 30,000 that has been lying there that previous leadership didn't pay. By December, I paid 13th month, the first time in the history of Imo Civil Service. And I've maintained continuously this 13th month payment as an incentive. I automated the payment systems. Salaries are now received in an automated manner in Imo State for the first time. I brought new innovations. I reformed the civil service. No wonder that the civil service, entire National Labour Congress of Imo State chapter, endorsed me, and I'm the only candidate that's supporting in the election. The pensioners, the Nigerian Union of Pensioners, endorsed me. I'm the only one. From 2007 to 2020, no civil servant in Imo State received gratuity. It's only my government that have now floated a bond to pay outstanding gratuities to civil servants. So I understand the sensitivity of this event, but I want you people to be very careful because there's an attempt to mix up partisan politics or an attempt to blackmail my government. But I can tell you that my people are already aware. That was why the Nigerian Labour Congress, Imo State chapter, addressed a work press conference that what their national leadership is saying is not correct and that they are not going to do any strike or protest. And in the process, they decided to dissolve them, to put in a caretaker. Of course, I'm the chief security officer, and I have a responsibility to intervene. I encourage the national leadership not to dissolve a management team that their tenure has not expired. And that was what they did. I don't interfere with labor matters, but I have convinced my workers in Imo State to believe in me. And that trust is what opposition parties are trying to fight. But I can assure you that Imo people already have taken their decision. 11th November is by the corner. Come and observe the election. Thank you. To men of the press, as the chairman just said, we are here this afternoon to receive officially our flag, which is a symbol of authority and mandate, to represent our party in the November 11th gubernatorial elections in the state of Imo, Kogi, and Bayelsa states. And that ceremony has been completed. And we have all received officially our flags from the leader of the party. There is nothing much to say, apart from that you are aware that campaigns are ongoing, and in a few days' time we'll be going into the election proper. And you will agree with me that the APC in the 3 states have campaigned very vigorously. And to the extent that the public opinion as of today is that APC is the party to beat in these 3 states. We are very excited about it. We're still working because it's still work in progress. And to the glory of God and by His grace, we'll be successful in these elections. So we are here, we have received our flag. I'm trying to run back to Imo State to go and continue with my campaigns. And so will my colleague in Bayelsa State and in Kogi State also go back to the various states within the...
So that was the story of the chairman, according to them, as NLC, which is also connected to the Labour Party. So the chairman calling on the workers, unpaid workers, to go on strike, is kind of meddling in politics. And the Sky Daddy will take care of that. So Ajero was lucky to have been beaten blue-black. So is the guy on the left, Achono. The one on the right is the president of Nigeria Labour Congress. The one on the left is the Labour Party governorship candidate in Imo State. Yesterday, I can't show you that video of that attack. It wasn't good. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to let him, Achono himself, tell you how he escaped from the Ebubeagu. You see this life, IPOB and ESN are considered as enemy of Nigeria states for going after Fulani terrorists and all other, transborder crime and criminals. So they did everything to proscribe them. The court said, no, they are not illegal. And you cannot prescribe them if indeed this is a democracy. So today, IPOB, ESN, they have legal standing even in a contraption called Nigeria's law. Ebubeagu, they took Ebubeagu to court, since what they were doing was to hunt down young people, extort money from them. If they won't give them money, then they will blackmail them, label them IPOB, and kill them. So they have a base in Imo State, and they call them Tiger Base. It be like an abattoir in Abuja. If they take you inside the abattoir in Abuja, Abi Akusu in Anambra, or Power Line in Port Harcourt, and all these places, they have all different friend names. If they take you there, if you come back alive, the rest of your family should do a Thanksgiving. These are not kidnappers. So these are state-sanctioned security men committing heinous crimes that even the courts now declared them illegal. So people took them to court, Ebubeagu, and the courts declared them illegal and their activities illegal, and they must be disbanded with immediate effects. This was about a year ago. Ebubeagu is so active in Imo State. There are those who are pointing at hopeless Uzodingba's political enemies or rivals. Ebubeagu will point at their village, point at their homes. Nigerian military will come and they will slaughter as many people as they can slaughter, burn down the entire village, and they will say they are looking for IPOB, ESN. Do you understand that? Ebubeagu be like the local state-sanctioned terrorist group. The Nigeria military and the troop they have been drafting to militarize the Eastern Nigeria. They have been the federal terrorists who have been terrorized the lives of the supposed Nigerians in their own country. But when they want to leave, they say, no, you can't. It's not funny. That's how bad it is, right? Now, this Labour Party guy in that video, I saw Ebu Beagu. I saw the Nigerian police and the whatever, yeah? And they said that they opened fire on him. How can you open fire on somebody with the stickers of Labour Party on his? But they said they felt like it was an unknown gunman. How can you say somebody that is campaigning for governorship is an unknown gunman? The convoy. What about the military? I mean, the escort that are, they were leading him. No, they wanted him killed. And then maybe they will say, well, we mistaken, we thought he's an unknown gunman. Hopeless Uzotigba. Listen to the man himself. Like, you don't have to believe him all. Because now all of them be the same. But if they have to kill you because you want to contest elections, is that an election or war? Should you, in all honesty, be telling your followers that they should have faith in God and have faith in you? That, you know what I mean? Nothing, no evil will befall them. All these armed people, all these evil criminals, they will not touch them in order to get to you. Just tell them to hands up, Abi. This is what they are leading you into. They tell you they are going into elections. But it's not elections, it's war. Somebody else's child, son, daughter, mama, papa will be killed because the criminals who want to keep power, they are more armed. And nobody is going to actually arrest or prosecute them for any of their crimes. So what, Fesha? Achono.
Nigerians, Imolites, today, the 5th of November, 2023, 6 days to the Imo governorship elections, around between 12 and 1 o'clock this afternoon, I was on my way to honor an invitation by the Anglican Church Synod at Obidients in Owerri North. Only to, as we got to the venue, we saw, but as we were approaching, we saw, armed police stationed, strategically in their cars. So we were wondering, what's going on? So as soon as we got there, we saw an APC blocking the entrance to the venue, and harsh-looking armed men, most of them wearing black, some carrying pump action, some carrying AK-47s. So, and they stopped us, they blocked, they didn't allow us to go. They started shooting in the air sporadically, scaring the bikers who were leading the convoys. All of them scampered for safety. So after a lot of shooting, I had to, I came down. I said, well, I mean, this is, if they can take me, because I can't understand why I can't be allowed to go and worship God in Imo State. So I realized, so when I got there, they now claimed, first of all, they claimed that the governor was there. I said that somebody tore APC posters on the wall. So, but the person did not probably like them. Is Senator Tanachon the person who tore it? They said no. So why are you preventing him from getting into the church premises? So, and I had to come down. I accosted one Ola, the notorious Ola of Tiger Bates Fair. The man who has, so many lives have been lost in Imo State. And look at what they did to the NYSC president. This governor is going mad. I had to call the security officer, called the DSS director, who said he was there with the commissioner of police. I now asked to speak with him. He called me and said he wants to talk to the officer. Commissioner of Police Imo State spoke to this Ola disobeyed him and blocked us from entering. Oh, as the shooting continued, I didn't want any life to be lost. I came out and accosted him. I was pointing at him. I told him that I was going to expose him to Nigerians today. And if he doesn't leave this state today, or let us this by Monday, I'll know that this government wants to annihilate us. So I'm putting my president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, on notice to know what is going on here. This man wants to annihilate the entire state. So he should quickly remove all the security agencies who from here. They are not obeying orders. There's a killer squad in Ohajegbema as well. They have been crying, and they call him kill and bury. They've been crying everywhere. It's like we're in a war zone. What's going on here, for God's sake? Is this how we're going to have this election on November 11th? And I hear that the INEC officers even lied to the INEC chairman, EOs, that all the political parties agreed to move all the coalition from ward to local government. We didn't even have a meeting to discuss that. So you see what's going on. There is a trouble here. Nigerians should know what's going to happen on them. If you want to declare war on Imolites, tell us. The Imolites are ready to defend themselves. Tell us, please, what's going on here? Enough is enough. Are we now in a banana republic that even officers don't obey police commissioners? They don't do anything. No rule of law in Imo State any longer. So for the next 4 years, this place will be a wasteland. Already, places mortuaries are filled with corpses. Tiger base, people drop like flies. And that's where this Allah is. He must leave this state with the commissioner immediately.
How many times would they tell you before you know that Nigeria is not for you? Ah! Now they never leave you. They have left you behind. Photo, not be juju be that.
That is the Senator Achonu talking about what they are facing, and he's asking, are we in Banana Republic? What kind of country is this? By the 12th and 13th of November, when they declared Hopeless Uzodingba winner, Achonu will do another video. Because by then, they go don't kill people. People who are trying to go and try and stop them. Sure, you understand? Achonu is asking that they said INEC commissioner in Imo State told the INEC chairman that all of the political parties have agreed to move the collation of results from ward to local government area. And he's asking me and you, when did we do the meeting? Was I there, Baba? You are not there. You are not supposed to be there. No. There will be no elections anymore in Nigeria. He was asking, are we at war? Are we going for war? There is killer squad here. You see that tiger base in Imo State. If you know about lives that have been lost, all they need is just to point to you and say, this one, they talk nonsense about Hopeless Uzodingba. They will just say, is IPOB, tiger base will come and carry you. And that's it. I will learn here. Oturubeke. I will learn here. They are taking lives like not. Listen to Achonu. It has more. How many times will they tell you that Nigeria is not for you? By Monday, 12, 13, 14. By 15th of November, when they will then announce Hopeless Uzodingba of winning landslide, Unago can come back again and say, which kind of country be this? Why are you participating in their elections? Why?
The window of my leg sister mod is shattered. A bullet hit it. Stray bullet hit it. We are lucky it was an armored vehicle. One of my escort vehicles. Stray bullet hit it. It's here for you people to go and see it after here. This is what we are going through in Imo State. People don't go home any longer. We have military, we have DSS, we have civil defense. So if we cannot be protected by all these men, let us protect ourselves for God's sake. We have our fundamental human right to life. We have that human right to life. It's our right. And to protect ourselves. We demand, if we don't get protection from the government, we must be forced to defend ourselves.
Would it be right to say that it was a deliberate act to harm you?
The governor was not even there. So you see, it was a setup. Only to find out the governor he even never attended the ceremony. So they came after me.
Your Excellency, in the light of this, does it in any way discourage you?
No, never. It has emboldened me. I'm telling you, on Imo life. We must defend our state. Who is he? Who is that man? Doesn't belong to him. Did he do a coup d'etat? He didn't come here by a coup. We voted. He claimed that we voted him in. Now, we must be allowed to vote him out. There's nothing he can do to stay in Douglas House one day further.
Your Excellency, something that happened this morning has gone viral. What message do you have for your voters and your followers?
Voters should be encouraged. As a matter of fact, this should embolden you people to know what is coming. It's because they're scared now that you people have rejected them. So, and I'm the one leading the confrontation. So that's why they think they can scare me. They are small rats. They can't do anything. People should be emboldened.
Your Excellency, please, you raised about an APC. Was he an armored personnel?
Armored personnel carrier. And can you imagine? This armored personnel carrier could be one of those that I fixed. I used my money to fix armored personnel carriers. And then I used it to block my entrance into a church. Inspector General of Police, you must release those armored personnel carriers to protect the agreement I had with Nigerian police that I'll fix them. 5 should be given to protect Okiwes on my zone. And policemen should stay there so that I can fix the police stations. I fixed the police station, it was bombed. I now acquired land to repair the other ones. Up till now, nobody has given me any support. What's going on here? Have we been abandoned? Have we abandoned? Let us know. Please.
Your Excellency, one of the clips that event, we saw some people in the market, running away. Would you think that this kind of thing is to scare them?
That's what is intended to achieve. Is they will say, if I go to Aka cannot enter a church, how can he now protect the votes in the collation center? That's just the message Hope Uzodinma wanted to send. Because they claimed that he was there, and then he wasn't there. He never came. So you say scare tactics, no people should forget about that. Nigerian police, they are capable of protecting the process. Nigerian army, they are coming in droves to protect. No, today is not the election day. So it's a game. The same way they allowed, they went and set up Ikenga to come and declare at the rally yesterday to say that he's a. Meanwhile, when he announced another venue, police went there to wait for him, even went to the airport to arrest him. He's on the run now. He's the vagabond, the wanted man. So they wanted to arrest him, but he disappeared. Went to another venue. Quickly, in 5-10 minutes, they did that show, put it in social media so that to confuse voters. Don't be confused. Ago to Aka is your next governor. Yes, nobody can stop me. Hope Uzodinma doesn't have the capacity to do that. And then, I don't see why the APC, with quality governors, this president who did a lot in Lagos, can have a man like that as chairman of APC Governors Forum. It's a shame. It's a shame. They should do something about it.
So did he eventually attend that church?
He never came.
No, I mean yourself, did he eventually attend?
Oh, look at all the women with me. They were screaming in the bus. My wife was talking at me that we should please go back because of the people with us. You know, women, I had to listen to her. So now I had to turn. I wanted to enter the car to drive it myself. My own is like a tank that they have, something. I wanted to drive through that place because I have the right to go there. But my wife wouldn't let me. So anyway, on election day, she'll be at home. And then the warriors will be outside.
Excellency, one more clarification.
Yes.
You understand that the police provided backup for thugs. And we overheard that one of the thugs got tapped. How can we avert this where there's so much...
They have thugs. He is using thugs. They have thugs in police uniform. The agencies know them. So we have to bring this to the notice of the whole world that there are arming thugs in police uniforms to attack us. That's what they are doing. So we need the army and DSS to come to our aid, to support us, protect the process.
What shall we do today? Today, I will lift up my voice in praise. Oh, yeah, what I know, you are always there for me. Yeah. Oh, my God, you are my only Lord. Forever when they say,
we praise Lord. He just said it there that probably he has his own squad too, who are going to be the warriors. But apart from that, my dear brother, Madira
Pastor, Pastor, our mojo sticker ló ń show wa. Àṣé kò rí pé orí wa ti burú. Ìwọ Madira o, ìpàpà ìdàrúrin. Jẹ́ ká wà ní Bible tó ń jẹ. Kò jẹ́ pé sàgbé tàbí kò gbẹ́rì tí kò gbé tí a fẹ́ jókòó tẹ̀ rà. Gbẹ́rì tí bá yọ píù. Àwòyí àárín. Mo mọ̀ ní pé wà nínú Bible pé ìgbà tó fẹ́ mú Jésù kọjá ní àárín òun ògèrí Jésù. Kí ni Jésù lò? Àfẹ́ rí ló lò. ìwọ má dira ayé bàjẹ́.
They go, they carry voters card, the PVC, and the rest of them, and begin to shout, or your mandate, be whatever, whichever one you want to choose. It is a banana republic, and the banana republic probably is more organized than what they are currently giving you in Nigeria. It is war. Election is war. Fighting war to gain power. They mess people's lives off. I mean, mess their lives up. Which kind of thing be that? They spend so much money to rig election, to do all these things, only for them to come around and just destroy people's lives through their own greed and kleptocracies. Abi? Ìwọ má dira. Tó bá ti lóye àtẹ̀lé wọn. Because for those who care, about their lives and the rest, you will not want to do same thing again and again and expect a different result. Why are you participating in their elections? But if we don't participate, they will choose themselves now. Let them choose themselves. So if you now believe that you are more than them, you will shut the entire country down because you never participated in the charade that brought them into power anyway. But once you continue participating and continue to get rigged and then continue to go to court, Abi, they will tell him, they will tell him on Monday to go to court. All this noise no go help you. Social media don't help you. Go to court, and you are all watching the desecration of your own laws. No base for your country. It is worse than a banana republic. I've never been to one, and I just have the instinct that a banana republic is going to be more kind of organized than what you have in Nigeria. Expecting criminals to do the right thing? Are you kidding me? The other day we were talking about this terrorist that came to Nigeria, invited by the Sultan Usman Dan Fodio of Sokoto. Achonu is asking for DSS. Why are they not protecting them? Oh, Benny, you never see where the terrorists they do tour. This terrorist is the terrorist sympathizer is doing tour across the Sharia state of Nigeria. People who have already segregated from Nigeria, but you don't know that, do you?
His academy upon goodness, may Almighty Allah bring forth people that will be better than him in all aspects when it comes to dawah. We pray the Almighty Allah continue to protect him. Nobody is saying Amen. We pray the Almighty Allah continue to protect him. We pray the Almighty Allah preserve him upon sound health. We pray the Almighty Allah preserve him upon goodness. We pray that the Almighty Allah in his lofty height, in his mercy, preserve him.
So, I want to say something on that. Usually we say Nigeria is a secular state where everybody can practice any religion of your choice. But that is not true. Abi, it is not true. Good. Do you know that when this the same law that says no part of Nigeria must practice any religion as the state's religion, but in reality, Nigerians have been raised to know that there is a particular place in Nigeria, it is Sharia. 11 or thereabout of them, they have their own Sharia. They have their own Sharia courts. They have their own Sharia police, ISBA. And majority of you do not even understand the symbolism, the significance of that thing. And I'm going to tell you tonight. The rest of Nigeria, they believe that the one Nigeria they signed up for is a secular country, okay? Which means you can be a Muslim and I can be a Christian. I can be a traditionalist, can be anything. And I can do that freely, at free will, everywhere I want in Nigeria. But when you cross the border from the north central of Nigeria, you will be approaching the territory of the Sharia territory. It's called the Sharia territory. You can get killed. The ideology within this territory of Nigeria, the Sharia North, they are controlled by what you can easily call a restructured Nigeria according to their own rules. Islam is number one, and in their teachings, are you listening to me? What Sharia really teach, or what Sharia really taught Muslims see, that things like all these guys from northern Nigeria, the Sharia North, don't let anybody deceive you or kind of use any fancy language to tell you that everybody's, no, it's not like that. You don't understand. You should understand. Sharia says, if you are not a Muslim, you are an infidel and you should be killed. Don't let anybody use English to tell you that, no, it's not like that. No, don't listen to them. Because those ones who are trying to explain it to you, they are not from the Sharia North. Now, we have a territory in Nigeria that is controlled by religious law, and it is supreme. The rest of Nigeria did not sign up for that. The Nigerians that I believe, theoretically, on paper, is that you signed up for a country that is a secular country. You signed up for a country that says that you can do your business anywhere in Nigeria. But in reality, the Isba police would destroy your business because it is against Islam. That is Sharia. It is like you putting all your alcohol and every other thing like that, you put them in a trailer. And you put them in a trailer and you put them on a vessel or on a plane, and then you fly straight to Saudi Arabia. You know Saudi Arabia. Once you land in Saudi Arabia with your alcohol, not sanctioned by them or approved by them or something like that, which is rare, by the way, you stand to be sanctioned. You stand to be arrested because Saudi Arabia is an Islamic country. Nigeria is not an Islamic country, but we are all watching as this Sharia North, this Fulani terrorists, they are intimidating and threatening us with violence. But they got what they want. They made law for themselves. The laws that are convicting Nigerians for blasphemy. Nigeria, they have court condemning people to death in the name of Allah and Muhammad and Islam inside Nigeria that is supposed to be a secular state. But a lot of you have been so kind of threatened, bullied to think that was okay. It wasn't okay. It is a good point to let you know that there was no longer any one Nigeria anywhere. There is no. You have been forced to accept that religious declaration from Sokoto to Kano, to Kebbi, to Jigawa, to Borono, to all of this Sharia states. They are practicing Sharia law in Nigeria. And it is not a joke. They are lynching people. They are killing people because they accuse them of insulting Allah. A section of Nigeria normalized that. And they want the rest of Nigeria to be careful. They don't joke with their religion. You have Syria. You have Lebanon. You have Iraqi, Iran, all combined, Afghanistan, in a part of Nigeria, and they are threatening the rest of us that whether we like it or not, it is final. And the rest are like, that's who they are now. They are Muslims now. Shebi, you know that Islam in that part of Nigeria, you need to be very careful. They bully the rest of Nigeria to be careful of a Sharia North. Nobody can ask them. And that is why their own Sultan said, he can invite anybody they want to come and preach about the Islam. Islam is this. So they can easily tell you that you are Islamophobic. You hate Islam. You are just hating it. But they don't want you to acknowledge all of, they won't want to acknowledge all of this. There is no special law in Yoruba land. There is no special law in Igbo land. There is no special law in any other land except the Sharia North, just 11 states that share border with Niger, with Chadi, with all this desert area of West Africa there. The Sahel, where the terrorists, all the terrorists you can think of in this world, shouting Allah Akbar, killing innocent people, beheading them in the name of Allah. Inside Nigeria, there are state-sanctioned Islamic laws that are more powerful than the Nigerian constitution. If you dare challenge it, you are calling for war. That's what they will tell you. You are calling for problem. We're going to kill everybody that says that is questioning this. In Nigeria, other Nigerians can begin to start slaughtering them in the name of Allah in that Sharia North. So if you don't want wahala, just don't talk about it. Be careful. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Because the truth is this. Nigeria is not one. And that is why when you look at in the last 10 years, okay, of Nigeria. No. In the last 12 years of Nigeria, you will realize that it was pretty much like a coordinated terror attack against the rest of Nigeria. And it was like gradual. And there was never a time that you have seen them pull up a very strong opposition to this bloodletting. Bloodletting. I'm talking about this, their Sultan and the rest of them. Sure you get? So if they tell you to break up Nigeria and you think you have a country, you have one Nigeria, you are as dumb as the doorbell, and I don't care how old you are. You see those who are telling you that Islam is a peaceful religion, it's a religion of peace. Those ones who are explaining to you the good things that you should understand about Islam and the rest of them, they are not from the Sharia North. They don't even have an idea of that Sharia. They will tell you, but Sharia said, what about other things there? No, they don't want you to think like that. They don't want you to believe that there are actually people who are living on the tenet of, if they kill you, if you are not a Muslim, you are an infidel. And if they kill you, it is not haram. They are going to heaven to go and meet 72 virgins. You see those Ashiri, Yorubas, Abi one way Saudana that is trying to brainwash, trying to take your mind off this. If they catch that weary in Sharia North, one might get danoni because they don't even see them as real Muslims. They rule by that Sharia, and that exists in Nigeria. ISIS, Islamic Jihad Jamia, or beginning called Boko Haram. ISWAP 1, ISWAP 2, ISWAP 3, Fulani terrorists, all of them operating in the same realm. They believe they are fighting the jihad, only war. Inside Nigeria, now they can't fight the war with our infidelity. Somebody called they speak English, they tell you, say, don't see Islam like that and the rest. No, we don't want to see Islam like that. But we also want you to acknowledge the fact that in Nigeria, the extremist that rejoices when innocent people are slaughtered by terrorists, they are enough to tell you that you don't probably, except if you feel like you have the same country with them, then you are living with terrorists from the Sharia North in Nigeria. And they will do everything they will do because they have already bullied a lot of people into submission. It won't be for long, by the way. No, it won't be for long. Breakup of Nigeria is more imminent than you can imagine. You get? Now let's go to let's kind of jump forward a bit. Somebody was sent to go and defend Tinubu's yacht, I want you to listen to this. I want where it on run Nigeria real.
The basic principles of procurement is very simple. First is that you start by what are your needs? What problems do you intend to achieve or to solve? And start from that, depending on who. Incidentally, the president is not a procuring entity. And when that has happened, depending on the complexity of the procurement, you may have a budget in 1 year, you may have a budget 2, 3, 4 years. And if in the course of implementation, you don't have sufficient funds to pay, then you carry it over to the next year. And so really, the issue of presidential yacht or otherwise can be discussed here without basically seeing the planning stage, who really initiated it. And if it was a Navy, then it would be improper for anybody to come on television to say that it was not properly, because you don't have the information that will help you make an informed opinion. Because I know globally, yachts are part of the things. Remember, the president of Nigeria is the commander-in-chief of all armed forces. The president uses Air Force One in the case of the Air Force. And so if there is need for president to have a yacht, it's not for us here to come on television to even discuss such security matters here. The better thing to do is for us to go back and then get the background information before we can make informed opinion.
But Engineer Eze, I mean, you and I, we used to sit together in council of the federal government of Nigeria. And I know that the president used to ask you about something called certificate of no objection. Is it possible that anybody will procure or make the order for a presidential yacht without a certificate of no objection? Is it possible?
Yes, that is why I said, yes, it's not possible. That's why I said it will be improper for us to come on television and begin to debate appropriateness or otherwise of an activity that has almost ended without having the background. I'm very certain that that level of procurement cannot go on without necessary approvals. More importantly, more so when the Finance Act 2020 has extended the application of public procurement to all 3 arms of government, the executive, the legislative, and the judiciary.
Nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
Because Tinubu would indeed have to say, okay, I want it. No, I don't want it. Do you understand that? He had that chance of objection, but he didn't object. When they told him that we don't order him already, presidential yacht is not, what do you call it, cruise, so it's not warship. If your president wants to go on tour with the Nigerian Navy, all he would have to do is to sort of gear up as one of them and jump in one of their flying boats or one of the Navy ships. Inside the Navy ships, that is actually like warships, they have cabins that are VIP cabins, properly, you know what I mean? Like for the senior executives. Nigeria has no money, but Nigeria is borrowing money to buy yacht for Tinubu. And they said it is a security matter. It shouldn't be discussed in public. You are using public money to buy cruise ship with landing pad, barely paddy for a shopper. So it will just have to fly onto it, land on it, and walk straight into it. I mean, into the ship, which will have over. See, listen to this. So the vessel will have over 100 rooms, play area, recreational area, swimming pool, party area, and all of those. You know, now real cruise ship, not like cruise ship like yacht, not cruise ship. Cruise ship is like cruise ship, but yacht. Luxurious yacht, presidential yacht. Now only 2-3 countries get them in the world. So Nigeria, the poverty capital of the world, also wanted one for their own president. Others are saying that Tinubu will eventually probably relocate the FCT back to Lagos eventually. I mean, because it would need at some point to stay in Lagos and run away from Abuja. That's people who are speculating of. Cruise ship, 5 billion. Nigeria has currently about 9 presidential jets. 9. And when you say presidential jets, you know what that means, eh? If you don't fly first class before, business class, saw this new aircraft and all that, even if you never fly them before, if you sit down there, make we they use imagination together, because myself never fly them before. I've never been to first class or business class, except for the economy where my money always cover. But I've seen what they look like. I have seen videos and all that, so I use my own imagination. Now think about a presidential jet. 9 of them are currently at the service of the president of Nigeria, his wife, their children. The vice president of Nigeria, his wife, their children. The speaker, the Senate, the speaker of the House, the deputy speaker, the Senate president, the deputy Senate president, and some privileged cabinet members. They all have aircraft, private jets, presidential jets assigned to them, just like you assign a car or a car to the visiting guests. If you're hosting kind of a party or seminar like that, right? If you are rich, that's exactly what they have. They have, apart from that, too, they have another 4 shoppers. 4 choppers. Shoppers, helicopters, presidential helicopters. They have 2 out of that 4. One of them is for police. One of them is for the military. And their job is to fly them in a way like, you know what I mean, like mobilize a presidential security team ahead or what have you. They use them. All of this, so Nigeria was spending billions and billions maintaining them. The other day, Bokwari's daughter, who came to the UK to come and study photography, how to take pictures. Not because she's going to work as a photographer anyway, you know. Of course, she's not working as a photographer. But however, she went back to Nigeria. And then she took one of the aircraft to Argungu. Is it an Argungu festival? Or Natobanin ceremony. Or Durban, I don't know. She took her own private jet, presidential jet, took her there, took some pictures of the crowd, went back into the aircraft and flew her back to Abuja. That is the life that they have actually created for themselves, their family members. And you see this life, you need to also fund it every year. The presidential jets, presidential fleet, they call it, was gulping over 6 billion naira every year to maintain under Bokwari. Under this criminal, Tinubu, they've already set aside, or in fact, expended over 24 billion naira. 24 billion naira on presidential jets alone. So let them get the yacht. Once they have the yacht, right, by the 2004, by your 24 budget, you now realize that the 5 billion where they tell you say they won't take by a presidential yacht, now just maintenance money. That is not the price of the yacht. Nigeria have received it. They have already received it. They are lying to you that it is for the Navy. Share all the presidential jets. Are they for the Nigerian Air Force? Presidential jets in Nigeria. Are they for the Air Force? No? So, but you believe them that a yacht, luxurious yacht, a luxury yacht, is for the Navy. You believe that. So by next year now, you realize that the 5 billion is actually for maintenance. It is not to buy the presidential. They don't buy them already. Now they are saying they will have problem now. Using the money, having the money to service it and then pay those who are selling, who sold it to them. So by next year now, you go to hear say presidential fleet, 15-20 billion, 2024 budget. Presidential presidential yacht, 10 billion naira to maintain it. And they are the people who are telling you that all you need to do is to endure. They are doing a reform. The reform that is going to bring everything back. Like this pastor was telling his own congregation. Listen to this. This kind of people are chancers that are always preying on your vulnerability. Unfortunately, they will never lack customers. Listen to this one. He's talking about the dollars and naira. And I'm going to talk about that too.
And the Lord said,
after 6 months,
Oṣù mẹ́fà of the government,
Nigeria
will begin to be eased.
I'm surprised, so.
Ó jọ mí lójú o.
Kó tó dé ìjọba lóru àti sọ.
The Lord announced it.
Ṣé gbọ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ ni?
Must go to hear it before.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ti gbọ́ tẹ́lẹ̀.
You've heard it before.
Now, listen to me.
Ẹ tẹ́tí bẹ̀lẹ̀ jẹ́ gbọ́ mi.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ gbọ́.
Listen attentively.
Àwọn ìjọba òkùnkùn wá lọ ṣèpàdé pé alásọtẹ́lẹ̀ sọ pé oṣù mẹ́fà.
The kingdom of darkness said the meeting that the professor have told the prophecy.
Ibi ni mo ti sọ́njọ́ yẹn pé.
This is where I prophesied there.
Mo rí kọ́kọ́rọ́ yìí ti wà lọ́wọ́ tí Olúwa ti gbà á lọ́wọ́ Buhari ó sì fún Tinubu.
I said the Lord has taken the key from Buhari and given it to Tinubu.
Ọ̀dọ̀ kọ́lọ́ olóòtú kan mo ti kọ́kọ́. Money, but now.
I said, but this is ye.
Money, ẹgbọ́n mi o.
Listen to me.
Money, ẹ tún wo Peter Obi o.
I said, look at Peter Obi.
Àtàwọn mẹ́rin wọ́n sọ̀gbà yíká.
And for people they surround
him. Wọ́n fẹ́ béèrè kọ́kọ́rọ́ yẹn lọ́wọ́.
They want to collect the key from
him. Money, but Tinubu ò fún wọn.
But Tinubu did not release it to them.
Títí àbí ká ìran kúrò.
That's how the chance was taken away.
Tinubu, Ṣadé, ó lẹ́nu inú tí kọ́kọ́ ti gbọ́ àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ pé bàbá máa di president.
Ìyẹn ìyá lọ́jà.
That's Mama Lọ́jà.
Now, tí November ta wà yìí.
In this November month we are into.
Kó bá ti kù kẹ́gẹ́rẹ́ kọ́ parí báyìí.
If it's a little bit to hand.
Láti inú oṣù yìí.
From this month.
Ni ojú àti máa ti dọ́là.
Dollar price will be deflated.
Abẹ́rẹ́ sí ń wálẹ̀.
Hallelujah.
Ẹ máa wálẹ̀.
Hallelujah.
Ẹ máa wálẹ̀.
Hallelujah.
Bọ́bá ti ń di February.
What is February?
Nàìjíríà ti rẹ́rìn.
What shall I say unto the Lord?
Yes, Lord.
All I have to say,
thank you, Lord.
What shall I say? Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord. How can you tell those people, including those who have seen that video online, including some of you who are seeing the video for the first time, and somehow, how can I tell you that that charlatan, is indeed, what do you call it? Preying on your vulnerability. And I'll explain that to you. There is no spirit behind the fallen Naira than your criminal politicians. Now, that guy who said, you remember that? I mean, you remember what he first started with? He said, God gave a key to Tinubu from Buhari, that Obi and others wanted to take the key from him. That is the presidency. Then he said, people inside the evil coven, like the darkness, they wanted to disgrace Tinubu by making Nigeria harder and harder and harder for people. But God said everything will stop after 6 months. Then after 6 months, he said, from this November, dollar will begin to face shame. The reason why Naira, was losing its value against the dollar was because of some evil spirits who wanted to shame Tinubu. But God is more powerful than evil. You hear? From this November, dollars will begin to face shame. It will begin to come down. It will begin to come down. It will begin to come down. By February, Nigerians will begin to smile. Everywhere bursts. Party everywhere. What shall I say unto the Lord?
What shall I say unto the Lord?
Yes, Lord.
All I have to say,
Thank you, Lord. What shall I
say? How can I tell them that it is not God that is going to give Naira strength? How can I tell them when pastor don't tell them? The same pastor who has already put a clause in it. So if the thing no work out well, because it won't work out, so they will now turn on you. They will turn on people like me and say, you don't wish Nigeria well. Are you happy that the people are suffering? Can't you just let us at least have peace? Let the Naira and dollar, let Naira gain strength now. We are too suffering. Let us just say amen. Because the pastor said, say amen. Mayegun is going to look like the bad person who doesn't want Nigerians to have good life. Now me, no want you to have good life. Shebi pastor don't tell you that God gave him vision that by February, una go begin to laugh. And Mayegun is saying that charlatan is with his own real audience, the people that are going to pay that are going to be paying his bills at your own expense. I told you that until you have something reasonable, productive, that is actually earning you money as a country, especially forex, homegrown economy, the one that is devoid of plutocracy that you call democrats here and there, those who are looting they are looting your today, they have looted your tomorrow, they have looted your future, as you can see. Those are the people behind your dollar, Naira crashing. And they are not investing in anything to bring any production like that. Not that you have a stable electricity now to say, okay, now economic will now have to restart itself. Now that Nigeria has 24 hours electricity all over the place. No, nothing. What did they do? The same way they said, they are doing cash transfer. They are sharing money right now, buying cars and all of that. They were borrowing all the money. They went on to go, they promised that they were going to clear backlogs that have put Nigeria in a negative rating among creditors or so abroad, right? The indebtedness that has emptied Nigerian vault of every forex that you can see. So they decided to go and borrow money and put that money back in there for their friends to come and access them. I did an analysis on this. It is called voodoo economy. It is demand and supply that is making the Naira and the dollar to rise. And demand and supply is simply because Nigeria economy only depends on importation of almost everything. To import anything that you are not producing in your country en mass simply means the currency, your Naira, will continue to lose value. The criminals who are not investing in infrastructures that are going to increase your local production, so to say, who are doling out a fake figures that are unrealistic and non-impactful. Sure, you guys see, the same criminals are doing the voodoo economy now. So what will happen to the $1.5 billion? They've been promised though $6 billion. So yeah, they were looking for $6 billion for the space of 2 months. That if they can get up to $6 billion cash in 2 months, they will use that to fill in the demand and supply and possibly bring the exchange rate down. So to them, when they run out of the supplies, when they run out of all those free dollars for their friends, so what is going to happen to Naira? What? We're now go do another 40 days fasting and prayer. when you finish eating the lies you are telling yourselves, when you finish eating that, or let me say, you begin to accept the truth that you are running away from. It is not by prayer. It is not by charlatans, putting people. I mean, you see, when I said that we used to have problem, why we used to have problem with religious people, the pastors and the rest of them who are brainwashing the people, lying to them. See, as every one of them were shouting and jumping up. A charlatan who says he speaks to God, that God speaks to him. By February, he's going to blame devil. He's going to blame evil people. He's going to reformat their minds again. And it is just going to be again and again anyway. Well, not be everybody will know better, shall go hold it for long. Even Asari, no fi hold them for too long anymore. You've seen this.
Bola Tinubu is traveling on a very dangerous path. And if he does not correct it and change some of these appointments, even we who are his hardcore supporters will not be able to stand with him. It's up to you. If you feel that you are comfortable now, things are going to be easy now. They tell you that you can do whatever you like. You can do what Buhari, or worse than what Buhari did. It is one-sided appointment. So you too can do your one-sided appointment. You are not Buhari. Know that. You are not. Buhari had a cult followership. You do not have that sort of cult followership. If there are cult followers, we are your cult followers. Those people who are now around, benefiting, making appointments, taking decisions, they were afraid to stand by you. If they were not afraid to stand by you, they will not go and be contesting for House of Rep and so on. If they actually believe that you win the election. They wanted a bird in hand is worth more than 1,000 bells in the bush. That was what they were saying. We take everything and stood by you. Today you brought them, so they laugh at us. They are taking. They were afraid to offend people. Today they are the masters.
How many times would they tell you before you know that Nigeria is not for you? Now they never leave you. They have left you behind. Photo, not be juju be that. Sorry, oh. May God not allow them, make them kill you. 70 years old man.
Alaji Asari, they have left you behind. Just they manage that small arrangement where they make for you from the Tompolo contract. But if Tinubu promise you that they will give you the Tompolo slots, and it be like say, don't they late, Abi? I will say make you wait again, Abi. Make Alaji Asari wait. So all this, I don't think you fit into appointment, because your own, except if they want to make you the chairman of NSCDC. Because I don't know what role Asari Dokubo want to continue to help Nigeria to protect the pipeline, multi-billion dollars pipeline that is taking crude oil from the Niger Delta, through the Sahel, Niger, and to the rest of the world. So, the owners of the crude oil living in wanton poverty, abject, in fact. People like Asari, human rights activists, Abi na activist. Asari Dokubo would like to be appointed as the head of the pipeline surveillance team. It is a multi-billionaire Naira, if not multi-billion dollars, you know what I mean, appointments. And it is taking too long. So I thought I should remind Kwalu Because Asari, when Asari call the cry, now here we go day, and we go still use him to do as an example for others too. So yeah, just so you know, Alhaji Asari, I came across that long ago. I also have an advice for so many of you Nigerians. Things may be so tough and hard now. A lot of you are always pretending that you are very all right. Nigeria, I say, about how you day now? About how Nigeria now? My brother, we thank God. Una they suffer, they smile. Majority of you are pretending. Nigeria don't eat deep into you. You have lost so much. But as a typical Nigerian, God go bring everything back. Abi, you are making up appearances. You are appearing like somebody who is indeed, who still have everything together, is act together and all that. A lot of you are losing everything and you are so desperate for anything. Now, out of your desperation, if anybody they ask you, say make you come carry drug, you know, say Nigeria is already, it's being led by a drug dealer, a drug baron. Now, listen to me. Don't say because Tinubu is a career criminal, a drug baron, and then, you know what I mean? Be very careful, oh. No go take drug from anybody, say you won't go carry drug, go. If the person where they introduce to drug deal or drug carrying, if it's not related to APC, no join them, oh. Ordinarily, I will advise you not to take that route. That's my advice. But because I can't really advise you and all of that, I will still kind of give you an option. Don't do it. But if you are so desperate that you want to go and join those who are carrying drugs in Nigeria, please make sure, say, you are within the camp and the framework of Tinubu and his gang. Or else, now they do example, say, NDLEA, they work. Are you with me? If you no belong to the right group, the drug cartel, APC, Egbekegbe, I advise you, no go join them. Oh. Look at this businessman. Talks in Nigeria don't happen to Ram. He's looking for the shortcuts. See somebody, Papa. Caught carrying drug. Drug will be saying na ferry, na private jetty. They won't buy presidential yanshi now. Presidential yacht. I mean, I don't know why people just are like that. Do you know I've actually seen that in few places? They say, wait in Nigeria Navy won't buy. They want to buy presidential yansh. And you know, say, Tinubu, they wear pampers. These old people pampers, in they wear them. Sure you get. Which simply means that buying the yacht, ni joke on yansh. Presidential yansh. So this is why we said that they buy presidential, this presidential, that now to carry drug. If you no belong to them, no go carry drug, yo. They do forgery. Baba, if you no belong to APC, no go do forgery, yo. They do perjury, they face courts. If you no belong to APC, don't go and act, don't go and do perjury, yo. Now you they go come they use do example, say Nigerian courts they work. Then they do kidnapping, If you don't belong to APC, no go join kidnapping, no. Because Nigerian police, they do kidnapping. Nigerian military, they do kidnapping. And if they are all within the APC, it no be crime. Oh. Carrying drugs in Nigeria is not a crime. Are you listening to me? Kidnapping is not really a crime in Nigeria. Or act of terrorism is not a crime in Nigeria. If you belong to APC, if you go carry drug, because say you think, say you smart, the person introducing you to carrying drug, or because the president of Nigeria was once a drug dealer, a drug baron, you say can't go carry drug. Now you they go can't use as example, say NDLEA they work or like this man, because the real drug dealers, they are in different government houses in Nigeria. If you don't belong to them, they go use you do example. NDLEA they work.
You have gone for exclusion. Have you gone for exclusion? Is this the first or second exclusion?
This is the first.
How many pellets did you excrete?
30. Can you open it and count it? Yes. No, we're not hearing you. Okay. Start again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Somebody, Papa, swallowed drugs. 25 wraps of drug. Guess where they found the drugs? At the end of the day, inside is yansh. So this thing with yansh, presidential, drug, we will need to pay more attention to them in the coming days, weeks, and months, right? And years. They find money to buy presidential yansh. You can't do waka anyhow, they do drug. They open your yansh, then find drug. You are under arrest. And that's exactly what just happened there. If then they do fraud, then they do yahoo. You go join them, they do fraud. They do yahoo. And you are not a member of APC. Egbe. Sorry is your case, yo. Because now you then go use to show the world that EFCC is working with your laptop, with your phone, and with your 20-year-old car, Camry. They go put your pictures everywhere and say, doing fraud is not good. Kudos to EFCC for trying to rid Nigeria of internet fraudsters, yahoo, and those who are the agba yahoo. They are inside the bulletproof cars, 160 million naira bulletproof cars, protected by the same police that came to arrest you for EFCC. If you don't believe me, it's up to you. I have one last advice too. You see, one of the reasons why terrorism and violence refused to stop in Nigeria is because they might be pushing the agenda of Allahu Akbar, killing people in the name of Allah and the rest of that. We all know majority of this violence and terrorism that have been ravaging Nigeria, they are not, they have nothing to do with religion. Absolute nada to do with religion. But mostly with natural resources of the affected areas. About a few days, let's say about 4 or 5 days ago, the German Chancellor, Charles, was in Nigeria to meet with Tinubu. And just as usual, APC, Egbekegbe, they released their usual propaganda and lies. One that shook me, was that Germany has signed a contract with Nigeria, $780 billion contract with Nigeria for Germany to extract natural resources from Nigeria, like, but maybe that thing called again, that's where they get electricity, that stone where they get electricity for body like that is popular now. All of those precious stones, they say Germany, the German Chancellor, met with Tinubu to sign a contract of $780 billion. We talk $780 billion. If he did somewhere for Ajangbadi or Alagbole or somewhere inside the Makoko, Abi Sena Makoko, Abi Maroko slum, maybe to type $780 billion. Germany is going to bring expertise to begin to come and take Nigeria resources. And Nigeria is going to make 780 billion US dollars. I know there is a lot of money they are going to make from that to lithium. Thank you. That's the stone, lithium. They said they found it in Nigeria. And right now, those who have an idea where the lithium is in Nigeria, they are not many. And for those who have made video of it, they are beginning to attract the higher power to their area. So I have an advice for you tonight. Germany did not come and sign 780 billion US dollars a deal with Nigeria on natural resources. No. But can Nigeria make more than 1 trillion US dollars from our natural resources and precious stones? The answer is yes. But is Nigeria in charge or in control of our own natural resources as of today? The answer is no. From record, despite the greedy one Nigeria unitary system of government that has kept Nigeria underdeveloped and Nigerians impoverished to this day, Nigeria criminals, as greedy as they have not even accessed 2% of the resources of, natural resources that is blessed. That Nigeria is blessed with. Facts. I know they have depleted a lot. They have been looting and all of that. Their greed has made them to concentrate on any resources that can give them immediate cash. And they stuck to that. Smugglers have been making a kill in Nigeria, stealing Nigerian natural resources from across the place. Some of them have been funding terrorism in order to keep the Nigerian officials away from those areas. Why those resources are being extracted and exploited at the industrial scale. And that is why Tinubu did not make Dele Alakori his information minister. Kilo one information. That they can't pay people to lie to you. They are interested in those precious stones, natural resources, to the point that even though Nigeria set up NSCDC, NSCDC, Nigerian Civil, whatever fuck, I don't want to bother myself with all those abbreviations, but you know them, the civil defense, their job is to provide that kind of security, like forest rangers, or providing security for those who are indeed working with, extracting Nigerian natural resources. But they are not doing that. They are acting as, they are working as security guards for the VIPs, their wives. They are working as security guards for parties. So, when you are having, parties, you see the civil defense there. Dele Alakori is asking for his own police. Money data resources. They know that they have been stealing them from Nigeria. They have no intention of actually using them for Nigeria, but they would use Nigeria resources to protect their own interest, not Nigeria's interest. So they're going to give him his own police. So Dele Alakori is going to help Kolu to make his own kill from whatever resources is domiciled in your own area. So when I came across a video of these guys who are displaying what looked like lithium, one of the advices I picked up was that they better don't let them know the area, or else you will soon be seeing the ISWAP, the Boko Haram, enveloping Jos. This is from Plateau State. And for those who understand the amount of energy that these precious stones actually carries, you can tell, instead of it to be a blessing for the people of Jos, this community in Jos, it is going to be a curse. I hope they will make it public. If they have not already done that.
Not from Jos now. I enter Jos
now.
You
see the material, but this is local tester, right?
Why not? No matter how this night I enter Maraba now.
Yeah.
You do rotate the car.
All right, I'm testing the material.
My brother, now material now one buy. You now fly one make a fly. So, let me continue.
This is, you see, you can see, this is another local tester. You can see there's no battery. There is date written on ground. So you can see my hand direct to material. You see you can see local tester, and I still have the industrial tester. You can differentiate between them. You can see this one, there is battery. You see there is battery in this, so I'm testing it with the industrial tester. You can see. You see?
Yes, we see. We can see. I won't say more than that because, like, what would you like me to tell them? Olegbe Olegba is what Nigeria is. Dog eats dog. It has come to a stage where they will say, do whatever you can, just don't get caught. It is worse than the Banana Republic. A contraption. The National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, they were called upon by the court to come and authenticate the certificate presented by the person who is currently their governor, Peter Umba. And the guy went to the Nigeria court to stop the NYSC from testifying that they did not issue him that certificate. He went boldly to court and court granted his prayer. NYSC still went on to testify that we did not give him, we have no record that he actually served the mandatory 1-year NYSC service, right? He didn't. We have no record. We did not issue that certificate you are holding, my lord. And the court said, shut up your mouth, NYSC. What is wrong with you? The certificate look original to us. If you say you didn't issue it, with this one that we are looking at, it shows that it comes from you. What do you mean by you didn't issue it? They went to court. And the court said, well, we think it's original. Since it's been presented as original, it's original. And we are going to ban you from saying you didn't issue it. I swear, the court issued a judgment banning an institution that is constitutionally empowered to issue a passing out certificate to all the participating graduates in Nigeria, a scheme called the NYSC. Constitutionally, they are empowered to do so. They did not do so. Somebody presented a fake certificate, presented it to court. The court said the institution that issued the certificate had no right to disprove it, since it has already been presented to them. The institution said we did not issue it. It didn't come from us. The head of the institution appeared in court, testified in court that this is not from us. And the court said, no, it's from you. The fact that you are denying that, the fact that you said this is not from you, you have caused this Peter Umba so much distress, depression. You have caused him a lot of pain. How could you say it's not from you? Even though it is not from you, can't you just say it's from you? We told you to stop saying it's not from you. You kept saying it's from you, it's from you. Now see what you have caused. You have caused him emotional distress. And we are awarding you the penalty for that. Guys, Nigeria court awarded NYSC, they awarded a penalty against NYSC for saying the certificate a governor in Nigeria presented to court is not from them. There's no record of it. Nigeria court awarded 5 million naira damages against NYSC for saying that. And if they continue saying it's not from them, they're probably going to lose more money. Nigeria courts. Arise. I'll go make a cup of tea and I'll take few calls before I go to bed tonight, okay? It's been a while I heard from you, okay? So on this note, ladies and gentlemen, I rise. Don't go anywhere. Like the broadcast, share it, okay? So when I come back, I'll take calls for another 40 minutes and that could be yours. I will be back. So I'll tell you something that happened there today, which is part of the transfer of frustration and the transfer of aggression that is very common among Nigerians. For years now, I have expended enough time to keep people consciously active about what is going on in Nigeria and how that affects them and everyone. And on every occasion, I have had 1, 2, 3, or 4 of these recalcitrant mad people that will come on Mayegun's Diary Political to come and try to shut me up. Shut up. Leave them. Let us just, you know what I mean? And just like the clock, it goes on and on and on again and again and again, and people are the worse off for it. They are the victims every now and then. See, when I got to the UK, I told you that yesterday that I was kind of what prompted my anger against the entire rubbish system in Nigeria was after coming here and I discovered that, oh my God, this place is actually not heaven. It was actually built by people who are meant, who had the opportunity one time or another in their lifetime to make an impact through the opportunity of being in a sort of such position to change people's lives. So they created a society that people like us are wondering why we can't create the same in Nigeria. So I had bikes that I used to cycle around Glasgow and even outside Glasgow. Then And every now and then, I mean, every time I've always been so angry. So I would bring out my phone and I will go live on my bicycles and I will be talking. I'll be showing everywhere to everyone. Look at this bridge. Look at this road. Look at this place. Look at this school. Look at this mall. Look at this place. And that's what is wrong with our own dealers in Nigeria. Why are they so heartless? I was doing that very much. In fact, a lot of people get to know me doing that. And I remember then there were these Nigerians that would normally also jump on there and they would say, some would be like, why can't our country be like this? She be our own leader self, they go all these places. Can't they just come and do the same thing for us here? How come they can't do this here? Then you will see some others that will just come around and say, why are you showing all of this place? Do you want us to be jealous, or you want us to go and fight our leaders so that they can kill us, Abi? You are sitting abroad. You are inciting the people to get angry so that they can go and fight their leaders for better life, Abi, so that they can be killed. And you will stay abroad. You are staying abroad there. No police will come and touch you. They were angry that I was showing the place I live, that it is not a shanty, it's not a shithole. I was showing to them that, do you not think you deserve this too? Do you not ever think or get angry that all these things that were built in these places, they were built with people's taxes? Even though in your shithole Nigeria, where they want you to continue to play the victim card of being colonized, but they use our resources to build that country now. They use the clinical to build that in that your same shithole that no Onyibo is controlling your resources anymore, but they still want you to continue to play that victim card that you don't deserve all those things. So I was here showing it to them that this place where it wasn't built by spirits. It was built by people who live here. I live here. Now, my own money, my own tax, my own sweat is part of what is now used in building and maintaining this place. So I was showing everybody then. They were mad that I was showing it to them. Some of those who are now living in the UK, the inspiration of living Nigeria, to them now, it's in them pick out of my own videos back then. No. If Mayegun can be very fine, myself, I won't leave Nigeria. Some of them got the motivation of living Nigeria, as in doing it, go, for watching Mayegun's video. They've told me that. Some of them have told me that. But you see those ones who were condemning, who were trying to play the victim card, the powerless card, and who were so angry at me, not at their leaders. They were angry at me for showing them all these places. Well, I stopped using bicycle to show them where I live and why every time when I open the TV or I open the social media, what do I see? I see Nigerians who are living in a squalor. Is either they were trapped in destroyed roads that doesn't exist at all, okay? Or they are trapped in somewhere else where electricity is not available. In all those things that could make life easier and simpler, I get angrier that I have access to them. None of them is free. Living in the UK for me is not free. They are taking my money for me to live in their country. It's not free. Healthcare that is free, I have to pay for it, which means I paid for me to qualify to use their healthcare. Despite the fact that I am also working, paying taxes here in the UK. Sure you get, they didn't give me that privilege of having a free and wholly free healthcare. My visa and everything that that gave me the work permit in the UK was paid for, not free. And even up to this moment, my everything is not free. But should I complain? No, I can't. I have access to what Nigerians will kill for. A lot of you will kill just because you want money to have what? To be able to have access to healthcare, to be able to have your own house, to be able to have your own car, to be able to feed your family, to be able to send your children to good schools. You will kill to do them. If anybody is going to make, for those of you who are currently below the radar right now, going through hell in Nigeria today, if they ask you, can you give so and so for this so comforts? A lot of you will give arm, you will give leg, you give eye for a better life in your own country, the country where some of you are even paying taxes and the taxes are being looted. You are living in squalor, in a shanty. The rich, those who pretended to be rich among you, they are also living in that poverty capital. They created a world for themselves. I don't have to be like that. All I have to do is just have a job. Here you get. And everything else is going to be added for me. I can have access to everything. Everything that your criminal politicians called luxury in Nigeria. So where am I going with all of this? I'll tell you. In a space of 10 years, I moved from using my legs, sitting on the bus, the public bus, double-decker bus, with my phone, to show to the rest of Nigerians who are trapped in Nigeria by these criminals that UK is not heaven, oh. And no be angels, they rule or they run this place, oh. Now the same blood that is running in your own vein is also running in our own veins here, and the veins of those who are running this place, oh. Get angry, get mad, ask for the best. I remember that. Then from there, I became somebody riding a bicycle, still working my way in the system. And those who were praying for Nigeria to be better 10 years ago, those of you who saw me in my kitchen 10 years ago, telling you you deserve better, and if you don't fight for it, your children will face worse than what you faced. And you told me to shut up. Nigeria is going to be great. God is going to make Nigeria great. Now, 10 years after, fast forward to 10, 12 years after, majority of you are still praying for Nigeria to be great. Why more and more and more of you, including your children, have been dipped into a generational poverty? Because the criminals who did it 10 years ago, they are still doing it 10 years after. And you are still praying for Nigeria to be great. Nigeria will be great in Jesus' name. All the enemies of Nigeria, God will put them to shame. You called us enemies of Nigeria for telling you that God is not going to make Nigeria great, when the criminals who are making it greatless are still in charge. Now I am still in the UK. I am kind of living a better life now. I'm not rich, but I'm better off. You Willis are still praying for a better country and then defending criminals that are ruining your country. So today I was in my car, my very lovely car. I remember when some of them would be like, so you are happy now, Abi? So you are happy now, because you predicted that Nigeria is not going to be better. So you are happy now that Nigerians are suffering, Abi. You are happy now that everything is hard for us. So you are happy now. So you think you can gaslight me? I want yala ya need to try, yeah. I want grandfather I need to try, yeah. Some of your useless uncles have tried the same. 10 years ago. 10 years ago when I did take leg waka. 8 years ago, 10 years ago when they had to ride bicycle. And I was telling them that you will never get a working country. You will never get a better life. If you are praying for it and you are not ready to actually fight for it. 10 years ago. Now, 10 years after today, I was in my car. My brand. Let me brag. I am not the one, I am not the architect of your unfortunate existence. So, you understand? So you cannot look at me and say, so is he bragging now that is better? Of course, I am bragging and I have every right to brag. I am like that prophet that is preaching and telling you that your choices are going to doom you. Your choices and irresponsible lives, they are going to spell doom, not just for you, but for your generations to come. I am still saying the same thing right now. And some of you are still kind of abusing me, calling me name because you are believing in those criminals that they will give you something better. You are going to come back empty-handed. And Mayegun will be here. So Jack and Brago. Jen Brago. The Olori Brukus then that were saying that Nigeria will be great under Boko Haram and that somebody like me will be put to shame. They were even telling me to go and look for a job. Go and find a job. My friend, go and look for a job. Go and do something with your life. The Olori Brukus, they were telling me to go and do something with my life. Okay, I think I listened to you because I could do both. I could tell you the truth, and at the same time, I can always do something meaningful with my life because that's what I've been doing all my life. Meaningful thing, improving myself, improving my life. But the thing is that a lot of you still remain stagnant. Have you not noticed? Nigeria kept you stagnant, poor, miserable, beggarly, and always playing the victim card. Mayegun, if God don't butter your bread. No, they call your fellow citizens, no, they call them lazy. So you won't use that to kind of tell me what? That I should sympathize with you, with your choices, Abi? So yes, I was in my brand new car. Amazing. Akana. Otirimoto Miri, have you seen my car before? Have you? Oh dear. Money is good. Especially if you work for it. Oh no. Money is good. Especially if you work for it. You see, when you steal from the public, and the same public continue to praise you, well, that kind of takes a special art of, what do you call it? Master art of fraud for you to be able to kind of get through that. And Nigerians are conditional slaves. You have conditioned and conditional or willing slaves in Nigeria. They don't care how you make that money anyway. So, yeah. But for me, I work for my money. I work for every penny of it. And I can tell you, money is good. If anybody tells you money is not good, they've never had the money. Especially the real money that they work for by themselves. Have you been paid for your work, for the work you've done? You know the feeling, right? And then you want to get yourself something nice. I've got this lovely car. Let me brag about it. It's just a car. I know it's just a car. But it's a brand new car. And it is Mayegun's car. And I was in that car today. I mounted my camera, listening to music. In my car, in a country where I am not judged because of the color of my skin or where I come from. I worked hard and I've made better and improved of my life. I am an example of when they say growth. So, from nowhere, this miserable Nigerian, a Lagos Abobaku Abiabeokuta Alimajiri, they said it's from Abeokuta. Another frustrated Nigerian. You know what he said? He said, I should be ashamed of myself. You this Mayegun, you should be ashamed of yourself for showing us all these beautiful, beautiful places built by other people. He said, I should be ashamed for showing them this lawful society, this orderly society, this beautiful Glasgow, beautiful Glasgow. People make Glasgow. Have you heard that before? It is the people that make Glasgow. I am one of them. If you see clean road anywhere in Glasgow, my money is part of it. If you see functional healthcare, NHSC in Scotland, if you see any of them in Glasgow here, my money is part of that. When you see those beautiful, beautiful motorways that remains beautiful, beautiful, my money is part of that. You cannot say the same thing living in Nigeria. They take taxes from you. All kinds of taxes. According to their findings, they said all organs of government in Nigeria, from the local government to the federal, they have a total of over 70 different taxes they take from Nigerians. Electricity, no day. Roads, no day. Water, they don't have. Security, they have none. The, what do you call it? The economy that should create jobs, a good standard of living, they don't have any of that. But the Olori Buruku, Lagos Abobaku, his name is Bang Boshe. He wants me to be ashamed of myself. That I am showing a country built by other people. To them in Nigeria, living in a shithole, that they will defend with everything in them. They will use everything in them to defend the shithole. They will watch the criminals destroying Nigeria, kill other Nigerians who are challenging them or trying to stand up to them. Then they will blame you for talking about it. It is my own fault that Nigerians have no good roads. I should be ashamed that I have access to better healthcare. I should be ashamed that my children have access to the better education. I should be ashamed of myself for driving on the road, constructed and maintained with my tax money. Somebody who is in Nigeria that cannot even ask the criminals in charge of his own country how they are spending his own tax dollars. Tax Naira. Now me should be ashamed on their behalf. I give them the cause will come to my mind. And that is what Nigerians are like. Look at this one. He's living abroad. He's rich. He's fine. We are here. We are living in hell. There is no electricity. There is no this. Okay, I would rather just show my anger on him. Let me transfer my anger to him. Have you not noticed that that is what the mad people in Nigeria have been doing? They want you to leave your free society and come into the contraption, the hellhole, and be like them. They want you to come back and get shot by their police. They want you to come back and get abused and bullied by their judiciary, their law courts. They want you to come and live like slaves like them. They want it that way. They are not really complaining in their world. But you are talking about it. You want them to have a better life, right? You want something better to happen to them. You would know the good people among Nigerians who deserves good things of life. But here they are. They are trapped with the Olori Burukus who are there with them in Nigeria. Who believe that if they are not making it, you should never make it too. And Nigeria is a punisher. And the way said I should go and look for a job. I am driving a 30, you know, your Naira is gone, Abi. I told you I want to brag, Abi. May I brag now? I am driving a 32 million Naira car. If you convert the value of my car to your Naira in Nigeria. Sure, you understand now? I am driving a 32 million, 33 million Naira car. Put it that way. Oh. But I don't have a job. According to a Lagos Abobaku, I should go and look for a job. Because I was showing them that they could have they could live like normal human being and not like slaves in their own country. Nigeria, I came from Nigeria. If I happen to be driving my car in Nigeria, if I am not shot, definitely I must have paid good money to their police, to their EFCC, even if I am not committing any crime, or else, I could be killed. That is their country. So why won't somebody who is watching me from Nigeria not get mad at me like I have it all? Look at this one, this Mayegun, he has it all. But he's wasting his time talking about us. Some of them said they hate me. I hate this Mayegun. Why? He's always abusing our leaders. No, it's not because of that. A lot of them will love to have the life that I have. A lot of you would like to have the life that I have. And I'm very proud of the life that I have. The life I have made for myself. And do you know why you are watching me right now from Nigeria? Because in my own heart of hearts, I always believe that you deserve the life that I have. You don't need to wish for the life that I have. You can fight for it because you deserve it. You deserve to live in your own country where things like this are not luxury. They don't need special prayers. They don't need fasting and prayer. A society that works normally. A lot of you are so good that the reward you are getting for the hard work you are putting in can never be compared to your colleagues and your mates who are doing the same thing you are doing in other part of the world. Nigeria is rigged against you. You deserve to have a life that like any other place in this world. You don't have to leave Nigeria to live the life of those who are living outside Nigeria, but they deliberately want your life to remain like that. And I choose to spend my time to show to you that it is not going to come to you if you don't have the courage, if you don't have the wish. If you don't have the means to actually demand for it and take it. That's why you have Mayegun's Diary Political. I am not here to impress you. Impress you, I don't even know you. But I just feel like if these criminals, if they have empathy, if they have little humanity in them, like the ones who run these places, and they indeed invest in you, the people that you don't end up as beggars. You don't live impoverished. Look at the life everyone is living in Nigeria. Look at it yourself. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't. So if I show you around, if I talk about Nigeria, I am trying to tell you or help you to understand the type of a shit you are in. And if you don't like it, you must go beyond just saying you reject it. You must resist every move that want to keep you in that state. That's what Mayegun does. Like me, okay, I'm not looking for too much money. I have told you this on here before. Okay? Opportunities is what is lacking in Nigeria. That is what is lacking in Nigeria. Opportunities. It is monopolized. The wealth of Nigeria is within the circle of the criminals, and they have no intention of redistributing the wealth. You see where I live? You know, the only thing I'm asking for right now is that may I just get long life. If I live long, I'm going to be a multi-millionaire in pound sterling. If I don't cross that billion before I die, there must be something will go wrong. You know why? It is the opportunities I am seeing. It is there. You see, the opportunity is here. It is now up to me to see it and take it. It is there. I don't need to know anybody. I don't need to belong to royal family. I don't need to belong to any political whatever in this country. And I don't. I have to turn to white to access those opportunities. They are there. Right now, me, Mayegun, you see this whole world, this world is now my own oyster. I have gotten to a stage whereby the opportunities I have access to, or I will have access to, what they become of me is going to be solely on me in seeing them and doing everything to what? To take them. Nobody can take that away from me. No evil spirit, no village people, no criminal police or whatever can take any of that away from me anymore. I have crossed that Rubicon. Sure, you understand? The chance is there for me. Why can't you have the same chance in Nigeria? Why must I leave Nigeria before I have the access to that chance? Because not be all of us go leave Nigeria, you know? So if you can't have that opportunity in Nigeria and you are not motivated to want it, you have to take what they give to you. You just take what they give. That's what they are doing. They give you what they want to give to you. You take it or you leave it. But you can tell them that you're not going to take it. That's why you have Mayegun's Diary Politico. I am not here to make you jealous. I am here to make my life a book. A book that you can easily read and relate with. But if all you see is looking for a Messiah, somebody who is going to come and die for you, like Jesus, Baba, you go wait tire. Do you get that? And we can talk to those who actually understands what they want and how they want it. So, yeah, I am going to go to my bed now. I know, I just got to kind of use that. I promised to take calls, but our time is far gone now. So let's meet next time, okay? Like the broadcast, share it. Look out for the premiere and the replay tomorrow as well, okay? I will see you some other time. Take it easy. And don't forget all I said tonight. Digest them. And I will see you again. So good night. From here.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun Diary Politico. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. lórí Facebook
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
lórí YouTube
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
bọ́ba bá gbé wúrẹ́
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
ijó ìgbádìyẹ
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
kí gómìnà kówó jẹ
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
òkúra olóṣèlú
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràgì
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
ha kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ̀lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.